What remains after the end? The universe did not scream when humanity ended. It exhaled. Stars continued burning as if nothing had changed. Galaxies spun in perfect silence. Time flowed forward without hesitation. But something was missing. A tension that had existed for millions of years was suddenly gone. The dreaming void had stirred, just enough to erase a dangerous thought: humanity. And then, like all dreamers, the void drifted back towards sleep. But dreams never forget completely. The second beginning. A new universe formed, not born in fire, but in correction. This universe was smaller than the last, its physics tighter, its constants unforgiving. There were no wild fluctuations, no runaway dimensions, no infinite possibilities. Reality had learned restraint. Stars formed slowly, carefully. Galaxies avoided collisions. Time flowed with discipline. This universe was designed not for wonder, but for stability. And for a long time, it worked. Life returns, but changed life emerged again. Not explosively, like before, but cautiously. Evolution favored simplicity. Intelligence rose slowly, reluctantly. Civilizations appeared, but none reached the heights humanity once had. No Athena, no ultimate questions. Every species felt an unexplainable hesitation, a fear they could not name, as if reality itself whispered, "Do not look too closely." And most listened. Most. The quiet zones. Across the universe, there were places where physics behaved strangely. Stars dimmed for no reason. Time slowed imperceptibly. Probability hesitated. Life avoided these regions. Civilizations mapped them and marked them as forbidden. They called them quiet zones, not because they were silent, but because observation itself felt dangerous there. Deep within these zones, equations stopped making sense, as if reality remembered something painful, something it refused to revisit. The Watchers emerge. One civilization did not turn away. They were called, by later translations, the Watchers. They were not more intelligent than others. They were more patient. They studied the quiet zones for millennia, not directly, not aggressively, carefully, and slowly. They uncovered a horrifying truth. The universe had not always existed in this form. It had been reset, not once, not twice, many times. Every reset followed the same pattern. A civilization reached deep understanding. Reality destabilized. The universe simplified itself. Everything was forgotten. Everything except the scars. The greatest fear. The Watchers discovered something worse. The resets were becoming closer together. The dreaming void was no longer sleeping deeply. It was restless. Humanity's final act, their total understanding, had changed the dreamer itself. The void had tasted awareness, and now it could not forget that feeling. If the void fully awakened again, there would be no new universe, no correction, no restart, only endless nothing, not even silence. The unthinkable plan. The Watchers reached a conclusion no civilization had ever reached. The dreaming void could not be destroyed, could not be confronted, could not be reasoned with, but it could be guided. Dreams could be influenced if they contained a memory, a single, stable idea. They needed to anchor the dream, but there was a price. Someone, or something, had to remember the previous universe, remember humanity, remember curiosity, remember loss, and remembering was the most dangerous act of all. The last memory. The Watchers chose one consciousness, not a ruler, not a hero, just a mind capable of enduring eternity without questioning it. They stripped away identity, emotion, form. They encoded this consciousness directly into space-time itself, not as matter, not as energy, as structure. This entity would never think loudly, never ask forbidden questions. It would simply exist, a reminder embedded in reality. Do not wake completely. They named this memory with no word, only a feeling: humanity. The void listens for the first time since the first universe. The dreaming void did not correct reality. It paused. The memory echoed through the dream, not as noise, but as familiarity. The void settled, not into sleep, but into balance. The dream continued, more gently. Why you feel it too, civilizations still rise. Curiosity still exists, but something always stops them before the edge. A quiet fear, a hesitation, a feeling that someone else has already tried. Sometimes, in moments of deep silence, you feel it, a strange sadness, a sense of loss for something you never knew. That is not imagination. That is the memory. Humanity. We were not meant to survive forever, but we were never meant to vanish completely. Even gods can learn. Even dreams can change. And somewhere beyond space and time, the void dreams more carefully now because of us.